I'm Sarah Montague.
And I'm Wenzel Jones.
With NewsWrap, a summary of some of the news in or affecting LGBTQ communities around the world for the week ending April 16th, 2022. Alabama took the most anti-queer U.S. state prize this week. Republican Governor Kay Ivey signed both a Don't Say Gay bill and a law making gender-affirming health care a felony. Alabama's ban on the discussion of divisive concepts in public school classrooms began as a trans bathroom ban. It confined students, staff, and visitors to sex-segregated campus facilities that correspond to the gender listed on their birth certificates. The Republican-dominated legislature hastily scrawled Don't Say Gay on the bathroom door. That addition stipulates that divisive concepts be handled with age-appropriate instruction, but does not define what that is. The Alabama Vulnerable Child Protection Act is even more egregious. It not only outlaws medically approved gender-affirming care for transgender young people, it makes it a felony for medical professionals to provide such care to anyone under the age of 19. Convictions carry up to 10 years in prison and a $15,000 fine. Alabama is the third U.S. state to ban gender-affirming care for trans youth, but the first state to criminalize it. At least 2 lawsuits have already been filed in federal court challenging the criminalization of medically approved gender-affirming care for trans youth.
Tennessee's current legislative session ends this week without passing a bill to create a heterosexuals-only marriage law. Sponsoring Representative Tom Leatherwood got the approval of a House committee to move his proposal to summer study. His controversial measure had already raised the temperature on both sides of the Republican-dominated legislature. Religious conservatives like Leatherwood have been trying to circumvent marriage equality ever since the U.S. Supreme Court's Obergefell decision in 2015. The far-right Republicans' original bill to create a separate but equal heterosexual alternative was mocked nationally for not including age provisions, an omission that would have opened the door to child brides. There's no guarantee that Leatherwood and other supporters of the bill won't try again in Tennessee's next legislative session.
Marriage equality did chalk up a 25th state in Mexico this week. Jalisco's civil code now defines marriage as the union of 2 people freely and in community with respect, mutual help, and equality of rights and obligations, according to the Spanish news agency EFE. 26 Congress members voted in favor, and 10 were opposed with 1 abstention. Perhaps the best-known city in Jalisco is its capital, Guadalajara. Mexico's Supreme Court ruled in 2015 that state marriage equality bans were unconstitutional. The ruling left it to the states to decide how to eliminate those bans. Some accomplished the changes in court, others did it legislatively. The Federal District of Mexico City predated the Supreme Court decision by passing a marriage equality law in 2009. 6 of Mexico's 31 states have yet to follow the High Court order.
Back in the U.S., Virginia's Department of Education shall develop and make available to each local school board model policies for ensuring parental notification of any instructional material that includes sexually explicit content. Sound familiar? Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin signed his state's version of a Don't Say Gay bill this week. The department has until July 31st to write the policies, and local school boards must adopt them no later than January 1st, 2023. As usual, the law fails to define sexually explicit. Critics warn that it seems to ban any discussion of sexual orientation or gender identity in public schools, and that includes acknowledging the existence of queer students or families headed by LGBTQ parents.
Maryland's General Assembly is moving in the opposite direction with its Inclusive Schools Act. It bans state-funded schools and county boards of education from discriminating against students on the basis of race, nationality, sexual orientation, gender identity, disability, and other identity markers. Retaliatory actions against anyone who files a discrimination complaint are also prohibited. This week's vote in the House of Delegates was 96 in favor and 36 opposed. It's already cleared the state Senate. The bill now heads to Republican Governor Larry Hogan, who has 30 days to sign, veto, or let it become law without his signature. Maryland's minority students have needed support for a long time. The Baltimore Sun did a major report in 2020 on the racial harassment endured by blacks on school campuses. The Washington Blade points to that issue as fueling the new legislation, although the measure is indeed inclusive of homo and transphobia.
Majority Republicans in the Kentucky legislature overrode Democratic Governor Andy Beshear's trans sports ban veto this week. The contest to block transgender girls and women from competing against cisgender females on school teams was not even close. Lawmakers in the Senate voted to override by a vote of 29-8. It was 72-23 in the House. The bill covers 6th grade through college. Kentucky now joins Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Idaho, Iowa, Mississippi, Montana, South Dakota, Texas, Tennessee, Utah, and West Virginia with trans sports bans enacted. Most specifically target trans girls and women. Some bans are on hold while legal challenges proceed through state and federal courts. Governors in Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, and North Dakota have successfully vetoed such bills.
Australia's Prime Minister Scott Morrison would like to see a national ban on transgender girls and women in school sports. This week, the Conservative Christian reaffirmed his support for Liberal Party backbencher Claire Chandler's proposed bill to do just that. It's also championed by local Morrison-backed Liberal Party candidate Catherine Deves, a founder of the group Save Women's Sport. Morrison first voiced his encouragement for a national trans girls and women's sport ban in February. He told an April 11th press conference that his position has not changed.
I think I've already conveyed my own personal view on these matters, and I welcome Catherine Deves' selection, and I was very pleased to play a role in that. I think she's raised very important issues, and I think Claire Chandler has also been very outspoken and brave on these issues, and I share their views. And you have more to say about that at another time than I will. Well, we'll deal with that another time.
Not coincidentally, Morrison has called a federal election for May 21st. Polls currently suggest that his coalition government's re-election is in serious danger of falling to Anthony Albanese and his much more queer-friendly Labour Party.
Finally, here's a secret of Dumbledore that won't be revealed if you live in China.
It was you who said we could reshape the world. It's what we said we'd do. Because I was in love with you.
That's what Jude Law as protagonist Albus Dumbledore and Mads Mikkelsen as his antagonist Gellert Grindelwald really say to each other in the latest installment of the Harry Potter franchise, Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. However, that last line,
because I was in love with you,
along with another that has Dumbledore saying, "The summer Gellert and I fell in love," have been yanked by Warner Brothers and about to Chinese censors. It's just the latest example of escalating censorship by China's media authorities of LGBTQ-related material. Portrayals of so-called sissy men have been banned, and scenes from the popular TV sitcom Friends that referenced anything gay have been deleted. Censors entirely eliminated the existence of a leading male character's ex-wife and her lesbian partner. China is a fertile movie market, and Warner Brothers did not want the release of The Secrets of Dumbledore blocked. The bottom line trumped any high moral ground. One fan on China's social media site, Weibo, condemned the cuts as defiling a classic.
That's NewsWrap, global queer news with attitude for the week ending April 16th, 2022. Follow the news in your area and around the world. An informed community is a strong community.
NewsWrap is written by Greg Gordon, edited by Lucia Chappelle, produced by Brian DeShazer, and brought to you by you.
Thank you. Help keep us in ears around the world at thiswayout.org, where you can also read the text of this newscast and much more.
And you can read the transcript and listen to NewsWrap each week by subscribing to our This Way Out radio channel on YouTube. For This Way Out, I'm Wenzel Jones. Stay healthy.
And I'm Sarah Montague. Stay safe.
This Way Out delivers LGBTQ news and culture to more than 150 local communities on radio stations around the world, and we are also a free online news service. You can choose your favorite way to listen, online or on the air, at thiswayout.org. Please sign up for our free e-newsletter, Inside This Way Out. We will respect your trust in us and make sure your personal information is never shared with others.
Just send us an email at info@thiswayout.org to receive the informative and unique addition to the show. You'll be invited to join us for a more in-depth look into our stories and be encouraged to learn more about This Way Out's 3 decades of broadcast activism.
We hope you choose to join us in celebration of LGBTQ history and culture. Email us at info@thiswayout.org to join the movement.
We'll make sure you always know what's going on inside This Way Out.